Grand day, gems and jewels. I am your host, Corinthia Peoples, and this is Power in My Pivot. You know, Power in My Pivot is a live broadcast where we discuss how ordinary people like you and myself become extraordinary in our own right through the power of pivoting, turning and changing and moving our lives from the prescribed direction of mass societal roles and conditions. This is a show for men and women, kings and queens, knights and princesses. On today's edition of Power in My Pivot, we will have an intimate discussion with the woman of service who is truly her sister's keeper, Nichelle Kitt. Nichelle will share details of her journey and her life's lessons of serving others and now pivoting to serve up some of that love that she was given to everybody else onto herself. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Power in My Pivot. You know, Power in My Pivot, again, is a discussion where we unpack the details of our pivot, right? Our transformation, whether that's voluntary, circumstantially, or out of sheer survival. It's a talk of our soul's journey and our evolution as humans. Welcome to the room. Welcome. This is an inter-participatory dialogue, so feel free to drop comments in the chat. Yes. So at this time, please, if you would gently like and share and subscribe to the Corinthia Peoples YouTube channel. Thank you so much. That would be greatly appreciated. And thank you to those who've already done so. So we have a few people in the room. Wonderful. Erica, Varese, welcome. So excited for this. Queendom business. Yes. I will show Nichelle your comment. Thank you, sis, for being in the room. So glad you're here.
Yes.
So glad you're here.
Oh, yay. Don't even start crying. Okay.
Yay, right. So our special guest today, Nichelle Kitt. Nichelle is a native Ohioan who resides in the Bay Area. She believes that mental quality is the key that unlocks closed doors. Nichelle's mission is to help individuals become aware and develop the courage to eliminate fear, clutter, and distractions that prevent the cultivation of one's peace of mind. She seeks to motivate others to connect their goals with the actions of speaking one's truth and utilizing one's voice, that fifth chakra, yes, to achieve personal greatness. Again, welcome all to the room. Without further ado, I would like to introduce our guest, Nichelle Kitt.
Hi,
Nichelle. How are you?
I am fully present. I am so good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. This is a beautiful day, honey. It's a great time to be alive on the planet. It's we're going into this whole thing with we're leaving the Piscean age, going into the Aquarian age. And the Aquarian age is the time of awakening. Yes. It's the time of seeing the thing as the thing and calling the thing a thing. It's time to rise up and be who we truly came here to be. No more hiding, shadowing, and playing small.
Yeah. No, we're not playing small.
Yes, right? And this show, with having you on as a guest, this is not happenstance.
Yes.
This is definitely divine order.
Yes.
This is definitely, I believe in that. Don't you? Do you believe in that as well?
I definitely believe in that. Even the conversations that I've had with myself lately with responsible people are saying, how are you doing? I said, I'm growing and healing. And for me to be right here at this present time with you is a testimony of how I'm growing and healing. And to be able to talk with you today about all of this is right on time, and it's about when you literally are doing, and I'm just always speaking about myself, when I'm doing my inner work and I'm always working on myself, things start lining up and there are no accidents.
There are no accidents. I believe that. I believe that as well. I believe that too. It's all about serendipity, right? Yes. And geez, I was just doing. I kind of rearranged my house yesterday, right?
Okay.
I moved some things around, and I have this Orgonite. I was introduced to Orgonite, and I sell it on my show. But Orgonite are these prana devices that deflect electromagnetic radiation, right? Mm-hmm. Whether that be our computers, our modem that's in our house, our microwaves, our cell phones, even because I'm in front of my computer so much, right? So I said to myself, I was moving things around. I said, why do I have 4 Orgonite pieces in one area? But then I looked down, girl, and the modem was right there. So that Orgonite needed to be around that modem because that modem is pushing in a lot of electromagnetic frequencies in our homes. So I say that to say that our spirit is in tune and our spirit knows if we just let it go, if we just go with the flow and don't question everything, we'll be in alignment.
Yes, exactly. And a lot of
I'm sorry.
No, a lot of going with the flow is letting go as well.
Letting go. But just like when I asked you to come onto the show, you said, I'm just going to say yes. I'm just going to say yes.
Yes. I mean, and it's time for me. Again, I always go back to me, and it's time out. It's just time out for playing it small. It's time out for second guessing. It's time out. I call it, the double dutch. I go in, I go out. Yeah. I just drop the rope and just like, I'm going all in. I'm going all in, just showing up, and it's letting go, and it's letting go of so many different layers, the fear, the doubt, the constant thoughts that I have for myself in my head that no one else is saying to me, but I'm saying to myself, and pushing through that, and also realizing that as I grow through life, that there's going to be different levels of that, and allowing that to come, and not shaming myself because I am not, and shaming and comparing myself that I'm not where someone else is, because it's that their journey is not my journey. This right here, right now with you is my journey. What I have done and accomplished and learned from where I was born to where I am right now here with you live is enough for this journey. And there's so much more growing and going that I look forward to. That's yet to come, and I can't force that.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be hard, right, Nichelle?
Exactly. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Sometimes you can just simply step into it. Just step into it and tell ourselves, you got this. Even if we're scared.
Yes.
Even if we're right.
Yes. I've always remember, I don't know who said it, because I'm very consistent. Those who know me, very consistent on saying the wrong name. And someone said knees knocking, knees knocking. I still do it. There are a lot of people that I watch behind the scenes that share like, oh yeah, no, I still stress. I remember Michelle Obama was like, oh yeah, no, I still get nervous before I go out. I mean, there's a lot of performers that I follow. They're like, no, it's just because you see me on stage doing this one thing doesn't negate the fact you don't know what I have to prep myself to even get to the stage, to get to the microphone, to even get to, the next step. I too have, I'm nervous. I have all these other things. I have depression, anxiety. I have body. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that things. Exactly. Yeah. But then also too, to show that what I love about that, and then our conversations that we always have throughout these years, is a transparency. I think for me, I have been truly, truly blessed to have a lot of really wonderful friends, male and females, that are just truly transparent.
Yeah. Transparency allows us, it gives us permission.
Yes.
To to totally show up fully and be accepted fully. And it's, self-acceptance is one thing, and having others to love you unconditionally is a whole different piece, right?
Yeah.
So, Nichelle, I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
I've seen you in service, whether you are serving, being of service to even me, you come through for me in Corinthia People's Designs and my business. Yes, honey, you rocking your earrings. What? And you, and girl, and those earrings, wait, I just want to say, sidebar.
Exactly. We have to go here. Yes, I'm listening.
What?
No, you have to go here.
Yeah.
How long did you just?
It's been about 5-7 years.
Yes.
That you've had those, and they still looking fabulous, girl. You still working them. Yes. So Nichelle, you've showed up for me, right? Mm-hmm. In my business. Erica is here. Ivarese. You've showed up for her, for us. Keisha. I mean, like and that's just Karen. Right? The watermelon lady. Mm-hmm. You have showed up for us. And I know that I have seen you show up for me. I've watched you show up for all of us who have launched our businesses, who needed help, who needed a friend, who needed a confidant, who needed someone to just download to. And you've been there. So what a better person that I was thinking to honor.
Thank you.
When the download came to me, to honor people that haven't been honored yet. So I wanted to honor, and you came forward. I was told, Nichelle, Kitt. I was like, yes, I am obedient. Yes, I am obedient. So Nichelle, I want to ask you, in all of that service, is there a cost, a price to serving others? And I know the people that I just talked about, I just wanted to say this really quick. The people that I just talked about, your reach has spanned the four of us, So is there a cost and a price to serving others?
Wow. Gotta take that in. First, I am so honored and so grateful for you to acknowledge me, period. And as my grandmother would say, crying is cleansing. So I will probably do a little cleansing on this live. And I take my time to breathe through this, because I also don't ever want to rush into compliments and rush into answers. I find my breath is important. And first to acknowledge where I am, and right now sitting with so many emotions of gratitude, and sitting with the reality of like, wow, just really to answer that question is a lot. And the reason why I say it's a lot, because I have to unpack so much, because it comes from just acknowledging that's who I am and whose I am first, and then acknowledging that there's nothing wrong with it. And that right there is huge, because there's so many thoughts that also come through my head of so many different things that are not true. So I stop and I pause and say thank you, and to acknowledge there is a cost. And to answer your question, the cost comes in different layers. The cost comes in financially purchasing items that you start off with paying cash, and then you end up charging it. Right. And that means that you don't have the cash to pay for it. And now you're charging it. And if you're trying to get out of debt, then it's kind of hard to get out of debt if you're charging all these things. Right. So there's a cost in service of that. There's a cost in emotionally being there and holding the space for others, and getting to a point where you, I use the example of a well, WELL, that you go and get the water, right? You keep going and get the water, keep going and get the water. And at a point, there's no more water in the well. And what do you do? And who then fills you back up in that? Then you have some people that will continuously take and not give.
So the well is dry. So you are the well.
Yes.
Your giving is the water.
Yes.
And sometimes your well becomes dry.
Yes.
And now that well needs to be replenished with water, which you being the well, you being replenished.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I wanted to make sure I had your analogy down. Yes.
Yeah. And so coming to terms with that, and again, not beating myself up or being upset with the individuals that I have supported, because innately I'm an empath. I do that. I do it by birth. I do it by right. I'm very much my mother's child. I was always raised a certain way, and that's just innately who I am, is to be a giver, to be an empath. I can feel someone needing something and either call them, pray for them, or give them what they need. And that's just innately who I am. And I get that. And it's a gift.
That is who you are. That is who you are.
It's
Because I recall you calling me up on the phone going, what do you need?
Yeah.
Not even hi, Corinthia. Hi. And I know I know others. I know Erica have probably experienced that from you, Keisha, Karen. And literally you're like, what do you need?
Yeah.
I know you're going to be at this show, or you're doing this sale, or you're doing that. What do you need? And you just want to be in service.
Yeah. And so and that actually has benefited me, but then also too, what I've learned in the years, and also with the show, part of my pivot is to pivot from that, of realizing that's what I do, but how can I still do it, but within limits, within setting still healthy boundaries, right?
You just segued into my next question. Can I just give you my next question, Miss? Yeah. Don't be reading my notes.
Like I told you, Jedi mind trick. Okay.
Right here. So let me ask you the question.
Yes.
Nichelle, you are a mother. You are a daughter.
Yes.
You are a community supporter. You are a sister.
Yeah.
You are a soror.
Yeah.
You are a friend. How have you learned to set service boundaries?
Wow.
Because you're a lot. We all are, but this is about you. You're a lot.
No, again, another deep cleansing breath. I have just learned just to be aware of when innately in my body that something needs to shift, right? That I can't keep giving at the pace that I'm giving without nurturing myself, without taking a time out, without taking the silence, without learning really how it is that if I give as much I give to others and give to myself, then I'm elated. So I've decided to give the same amount of love that I give to others that I give to myself. And that requires me to not be as present for people that I used to be. Right. And to be present for myself, to allow myself to have the quiet moments. Like I was sharing yesterday on our test that there's times where I can actually sit in my house and be quiet and not have anything on. If I do have something on, it's just on for background, but to sit. And there's times where I didn't do that before. Always felt like I had to run. I always check my phone. My kids always crack up. I'm like, oh my God, my phone. Let me see if anyone called me. And they're like, Ma, your phone's dry. Ain't nobody calling you. And I would be, thinking like, what's wrong? And realizing the joy of like, oh no, you're right. There is a love and there's a growth in not having my phone ring. And there's nothing wrong with it, right? And then
there's also peace to be okay with.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Right. And then again, the pieces of the peace, P-I-E-C-E, and the pieces of my peace, P-E-A-C-E, that I have now.
Just spell it. No. Yeah.
If I don't spell, I'll be saying it. I'll be making words up. But anyway, as I digress, I'm so consistent. For those who know me, I'm consistent. Yes, girl is consistent. I be knowing, I'm back. So as I was saying, I digress.
Yes, that's the Nichelle Kitt. I know what she's back. Okay. I'm back.
Yes,
we're right.
And so just looking at that has been huge. And then also asking for help. Learning to ask my friends that, hey, I'm thinking about this idea, or hey, I just need to sit in your space. I have a wonderful artist friend, Karen. I called her one day. I'm like, I just need to come by. I just need to sit. I just need to be around your aura. I just needed to sit, right? Not asking questions, not having, I just needed to sit. And that was wonderful. I've done walks, with Erica. And it's just, again, not wanting anything, but asking for just a simple thing, asking. And then a lot of my other friends, and again, I just cannot say enough of just how I've learned to switch it and ask, because a lot of these friends don't even know that I need this, because I'm so like, I got it, I'll do it, I'm here. And they don't even know
It's
that
like that superwoman syndrome.
oh, yes,
Money,
girl.
so that it sounds like you tossing it. That superwoman got to go.
Yeah, no, it's so overrated.
She doesn't serve you.
No, not at all. And innately in my core of core, I want to continue to grow and heal, and I have to face my facts and my reality of who I am, and yet and still that does not have to continue to direct my path.
Mm-hmm.
I can pivot, and I'm pivoting right now, and it looks so damn good on me as I pivot. I'm just saying, because I don't do ugly, and
Wow.
and it looks so good on me. And if I don't raise up my standards and talk high,
your own horn,
who's going to do it for me?
And some people will consider that as being conceited or being narcissistic. What would you say about that?
I would say no.
Pardon?
That's it.
Pardon? Can you lean in and say that again?
I would say no.
Ah.
And as a good friend of mine told me, no is a complete sentence.
Girl, don't let me go in the Z formation.
Do the Z and the circle. Because there is no comma or no preposition. It's a no.
Yes.
And
also,
go ahead.
How do you handle what other people think of you?
How did I used to? How am I doing now? Let's just keep it real. So how I used to is to wear it. Oh my gosh, it just would again. I carry my stress and my emotions in my stomach, right, in my gut, and it would just totally eat me up. Oh, so and so doesn't like me. Oh, so and so's going to think this of me, and it got to a point where I physically made myself sick, and because of that and other things, I always strongly suggest therapy. Therapy definitely has helped and continues to help me with my life and my growing and healing. So that was one. And then also just realizing like right now, physically, emotionally, mentally, right now, I am so important. It's an inside job. This inside job that I'm doing for myself is like, whoosh, it's an inside job. All these things that I used to think people would do or did for me or what they do. And I kid you not, I used to always think, oh, if I sent this mental telepathy thought, you would get it. Until I started speaking, seeing, doing, then things got better. And I'm still in the process of doing that inside job. And I've just realized there's some people that just will not be on this journey with me. And that's okay. It is okay. And it's okay because I realize too, there's some people that come in my life for reasons and seasons. And that's okay.
Yeah.
And I may not be the cat's meow for folks. And that's okay as well, as I say it again.
So you're right. You're right. And I feel where you are with that because I feel the same way. I feel the same exact way. And I think how we get to those pieces and those pivotal points is age.
Yes.
Experience. Yeah. Reflection. And the desire to grow and pivot, to be better than we were yesterday, a year ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I truly, here go the floodgates. I truly, don't want to be like I used to be. And I know that it's not going to happen overnight, but I do know that who I was yesterday is not who I am today.
There you go.
That's and right. Understanding that and understanding the gentleness that I have for myself and the gentleness that I have for others makes this journey wonderful. Loving on people and seeing people where they are and accepting them and still loving them has been the best thing. Because not everybody is ready to pivot. Not everybody's ready to see who the power that they have in themselves, but they want to in a certain aspect, and some people may not, and that's totally okay. But as far as who I am and whose I am, I
Yes.
AINT going to keep this up. I just ain't. So, I'm going to continue to do this, and I'm going to continue to love on people who are still in a space where they don't fully understand their power and their pivot, who don't understand what the power is and the pivot. I'm still loving on them. I am not able to continue. I'm able to convince them of what and why they should, but I know what I'm doing for myself is acknowledging that I am pivoting. And this pivot looks so different than it's ever looked before. I mean, literally, I'm looking around like just I'm who I am right now in this moment.
Yeah.
I couldn't get this back. And I have no regrets. It's like, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen tomorrow, the next day.
Yeah. We can't get this back. We can't get these moments back. And I sent you some pictures of me, you, and Keisha. And me and you at Laney College.
Woo, yes, KKD. Wasn't it Kendra's?
We were at Kendra's
Black Choreography's Festival at Laney College. Yes.
In what year? Do you know what year that picture was?
Now, I don't know. I wish Kendra.
I was still here. I hadn't moved yet.
Yes.
So I moved in 2010. So that picture was about 20. It was between 07 and 09.
Wow.
So it's interesting when we look at pictures that are 10, is that 20 years? That's 20 years.
Don't give me
19 years-ish. But it's interesting when we look at older pictures, even pictures from last year, and we constantly judge ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
We judge ourselves. We're this, we're to this, we're to that. We're not enough of this, not enough of that. But when we look back on old pictures, we'd be like, damn, I was looking good.
Okay.
Not seizing the moment.
Yes.
And now I think what you're saying is that you're like, this is right now, and I'm going to seize this moment, because in our next 19 years, we're going to look a whole lot different. And we're going to be like, damn, I remember that interview, and I'm over here and I'm doing all the big things. But honey, I wish I had that cute little non-wrinkles or whatever we have, honey.
Yes.
Right?
No, yes. No, and it's so interesting that you said that, because also the power and the pivot is body image. I literally looked at that picture and automatically was like, "Ooh, where are those corduroys?" Right. Boy, look at so and so, right? And I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember those." Thinking I can't fit them no more, but that's okay. But I was like, "Dang, look at so and so," and even with that, the power and the pivot of like understanding my body, understanding, that what I have right now is the body I'm supposed to be in. And I love everything about my body. And I have to admit, I love my stretch marks. And I love that I gave birth to two wonderful children that are reality, 21, soon to be 18, that I love my pairship. I'm a pair. I love being a pair. I don't make excuses for that. And just in looking at that, I'm like, dang, you had it going on way back then, and you still got it going on.
Yes. Nichelle, you mentioned, you mentioned that you're going to still love on the people that may not come with you on your journey and in your changes, in your transformation, in your pivots. And you said that you're going to still love on them, because that's who you are. You're your mother's child, you said. Mm-hmm. And that's how you show up innately. It's not coaxed or it's not cultivated. It's just innately inside of you. Who gives to the giver?
You know what? That's a very good question. That is a very good question. And I actually just have to breathe on that.
Yeah.
I'm speechless, because I never do automated rote answers, right? I'm really thinking about like, who does give to the givers? I know that there are some people out there that actually give, and I do have some that actually give, but give
Yeah.
back to me. Um, it's not a lot, because I think innately everybody has a different personality, right?
Mm.
And we all have different defense mechanisms that we use to be who we are,
Yeah.
right? Some are just innately selfish. Some just don't know what it looks like to do something different for someone else, and some people probably do things for people so they can get something back, like a praise or a monetary, without just giving just to be giving. So I do believe, and I do know, because I do have a circle of friends that actually do give back and that are also givers, right?
Mm.
That replenish. So, but I do know for a fact in that there it's a small group, and not to make people feel bad because they're not that. Because I think again, people, we all are different. We all have different ways that we work through the world, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and not to make excuses for why they do that, but to answer your question, I do have a couple, but it's a small group.
So I think we just answered it. I heard the answer in what you just said. And who gives to the givers is other givers.
Oh yeah,
That's the answer right there, Nichelle. We
wow,
both figured that out right here, live and direct.
yeah,
That's the answer. Who gives to the givers is to make sure you have friends who are like you
mhm,
that will give back to
yeah,
you because that's innately who they are.
yes,
That's who will give to the givers. We
yeah.
just answered that, baby. Oh, we unpacked that one right there. No, that was a
That
we
was good.
that was a aha. That one right there. We couldn't have scripted that.
No. And that's what I love about this. This is not scripted. This is just us showing up. Two queens, having this dialogue that is so important. Having the dialogue that is so not scripted, that is transparent, that is vulnerable, that is needed to be had with women, with melatonin women, with women, with the be able to have these conversations that are vulnerable.
Yeah,
uh, and that is something that, and again, not talking about so much about social media. There's so many things that are scripted and that are cosmetic, and it's so good to see someone unfiltered, right, and just
yeah,
raw. And I
yeah,
and I'm glad that we're having this. And I was so excited about the power of my pivot, because literally right now I'm pivoting in so many areas of my life. And when you said that, I was like, oh, okay, God, you got jokes. You got jokes. You're a comedian. Like, why are you about to put me on a show talking about this when it's really true of where I am right now in my life? And it just, again, it's power in the pivot.
yeah.
It's so
Nichelle, I know that in your service to many, there's been times I can only imagine, right? You're more of a giver than I am.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna say it. Um,
No judgment.
no judgment, no
No,
judgment. And
no.
and you talked about comparing yourselves, like where you're not at, where amongst ourselves. I did a show. I did a Power in My Pivot piece on comparing ourselves amongst ourselves and
Mhm.
how it breeds self doubt. So that's one thing that we should absolutely not do. We should figure out a way to cultivate not comparing ourselves amongst ourselves,
Mhm.
because that brings up a whole nother layer of insecurities, of haterisms, of cleanup, and of sweep ups. So if
Yes.
you could figure out how to not do that and just honor who we are as individuals and where we are on our journey as individuals, and everybody honor one another, then that's the piece that's how we need to keep rolling. So, but my next question to you is, in all of your service, I know you've walked away depleted and empty. What are your takeaway moments when you are feeling depleted and empty from a service that you gave from your spirit?
Mm.
What are your takeaways? How do you learn from those moments?
Um, mm. The first thing I learned is to be gentle with myself, right? I don't go around having a pity party. And I definitely have moments where I cleanse. I do a lot of crying to get it all out of my system because I am human. I also realize that people show up the best way they can, and that hurting people hurt people. That is definitely the truth. And I also just look at myself and just say, you are who you are, and that there is nothing innately wrong with you, and that you will be okay. And you have to go through this to get to the next level, and not to hold a grudge. Forgiveness is on heavy rotation
Mm-hmm.
because holding on to something or someone is not healthy for you in so many ways. That
Mm-hmm.
has been the ultimate, and just again loving on people. It's just seeing them in love.
So what I just heard you say that it's okay to let people go.
Hmm. Oh, definitely, definitely. Sometimes you have to realize that you can't keep people or especially if their actions are not loving on you, you can't keep them around because it'll eventually deplete you and cause you to have a dis-ease, literally. And
Yeah.
so it's okay to walk away from people, and it's okay sometimes to walk away from people without even asking or wanting the reason why.
Or having a conversation of closure.
Yes. Oh, yes, exactly. Because a lot of us want to, and that's the also thing of the about control, right? We want to be in control of certain things, or we want to be right. And there are situations that you'll go through life where you don't have to be right. You don't have to ask the question. You just need to just close the door, or either burn that, or throw something away, or lock the door, change the locks, change the phone number, do whatever you got to do.
That
I
was
mean,
a lot.
I would say change the zip code. It's totally on you, but
Bro, turn upside down what you need to do to get rid of that.
Exactly. Sometimes you might do the one thing and it don't work. You got to do something else. I'm just saying, not that I know from my experience, but anyway, I'm just saying. But
Never that.
and nevertheless, I digress. So, but you have to change some things up because you have to realize: do you want to continue to be this way? Do you want to continue this behavior, this relationship that is not beneficial?
Yeah. What is your greatest emotional challenge?
Oh, wow. My greatest emotional challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just not my greatest emotional challenge in full transparency is just the ability to really let go. And that's why I did all those wonderful scenarios because I could so relate. The emotion was just really letting go. It's something about the connectiveness that I have with individuals, male and females, in full transparency, because I'm always transparent. It's something about the emotional attachment that I have that is really challenging to fully let go.
Mm-hmm.
I have constantly done that, and it's interesting because I realized that I used to I like collecting things. I have so many journals, um, and I like clothes, and I like certain things, and I like collecting stuff. And even with that, I did the whole forgot her name. You put everything on the bed, and then you separate them. You hold them, you love them, and then you Marie Kondo, or something like that, right? And even before her, I did somebody else, and then I realized, you know, I like these things. How then can I move through this and still keep my clothes, the ones that I love, the ones I'm not going to throw away? I don't care what she said. How then do I still allow myself to be aware? So what I've done is, again, the power and the pivot. What I've done is like, wait, you can't let things go. Why can't you let them go?
Mm-hmm.
Because they do so and so. Why? Because of blah blah blah. Okay, got it. Now I know, and now I'm like, I understand. So whenever that thought comes up, no, you let that go because of this, this, and that. With my clothes. Now, those pictures you said back at Laney College, I can't fit those corduroys. Matter of fact, I don't even have any anymore, but I let them go.
They even make corduroys?
I don't know, but I can't be
I
walking off.
don't, I, I don't think they made them like they made those corduroys.
Oh, no, because
They don't make them like that no more.
they don't make it like this for this pair. Because, you walk over, shh, 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 that those thighs. But anyway, I digress. So, but
Yeah.
the problem is I don't have those anymore because I can't fit them. So I no longer can fit this personality, this behavior, this relationship. So I got to let it go. And
So
when
you outgrown not only the pants,
oh yeah,
but even the frame of mind.
that's it. That's it. That again, that awareness is so key. You still can want those corduroys, but you know they're not good for you. They don't fit, and most importantly, you do not feel good when you have them on. Let's stay there for a second. Let's stay. So why
don't you repeat what you just said? Repeat that.
You do not feel good while you have them on. So why?
So it's like wearing something that's old, and it don't even feel good no more. But you still try to mold yourself to fit into those pants, that situation, that relationship, that frame of mind, those group of friends, that thing. So let it go and grow, because something more is coming. Big, better, powerful.
Yes. Why are you sitting around the same girlfriends or boyfriend that you're sitting next to them and you can't stand to be around them? Or you thinking other things? Let that go. Why are you at a job where it's not fulfilling you? Why? Why are you
That's deep.
Not speaking to your kids or telling your kids what they need to be doing, like washing the dishes, when you pay for the groceries?
Oh.
So it's like all these things, and yet and still, again, people are at different layers to do these steps, right? And I'm not anyone, because I know I'm at different layers and levels. But the reality, the first thing is my awareness. I'm aware that if I do not do something about it, inside job, again, going back to the inside job, if I don't do something about this inside job, I'm not going to be better for myself before I can be better for someone else.
So then, yes, I get it. So what were some of your red flags? What are some of your red flags of how you show up in relationship? Just give me two. Give me two red flags of how you show up in a relationship where you like, I need to show up this way with that. Give me two red flags.
So if you give me another example of that, because what I'm thinking when you said red flags, you're saying red flags of like, oh, I need to pivot from this relationship and leave, or relationship. Okay, I think I'm not clear.
What I'm saying is, people show us who they are, and sometimes we choose to leave the relationship or stay in it. Well, some relationships we can't just pull away from.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So like family relationships, those are the ones, right, where we can't really say, I divorce you, because you're still going to have to see that person at family functions or whatever. So it's best to figure out how we can be okay with who we are around those individuals. So I'm asking you, what are some red flags that you're like, this person isn't safe for me? This person may not be safe from my emotional space. This person may not be safe from my self-esteem space. So what are some, give me two red flags where how you adjust in showing up in relationships.
So going to the family, I do believe that even though you have to still have the family as a family member, you can set boundaries with how much time you spend around that family member, how much time you allow yourself to communicate with that family member, or when you're communicating with that family member, have a point where we're done having this conversation, or I'm not coming by when you're here, I'll come by afterwards. So I think you still can set healthy boundaries around that. So that would be a red flag of like, wait, we don't get along. There's always some kind of drama. Either it goes to blows or it's mentally toxic, then I don't be around so-and-so. So that would be the red flag.
That would be the red flag.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, go ahead.
But for a relationship, I would say for a relationship, as far as a marriage relationship, if the person tells you and shows you by actions that this person is selfish and not able to meet your needs, even though you know what they are and you guys had this conversation, then that would be a major red flag. Right? If you're saying that, okay, you've been working on it, you guys are going to work on it, but it's been years and you're still doing the same behavior, then that's a red flag.
Got it. Right.
It makes sense. Right. And then
totally. Like for me, I have a family member. When I start to, it's interesting, you know how people will say, hi, how are you? And then they really don't want to hear how you are, especially if you're good.
Yes.
And then when I start to talk, they digress. They cut me off and go and like almost like almost cut me off at the legs and go in another direction.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a red flag for me. That I can't share my good news with that individual.
Exactly.
So
and I'm curious that for me, when you were saying that, it's like first things that awareness, like you are aware that when I talk to so and so, this is what's going to happen. So I already know how it's going to go down. So you'll just keep polite conversation, I'm guessing, and then you move on to someone else who really cares.
Exactly. I don't share.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't share. Because my emotions aren't safe with that person.
Yeah.
My success is not safe with that person.
No.
And and that's a red flag, you know. And I think we need to know those people.
Yes.
And adjust ourselves accordingly, because we can't change somebody else, right?
No.
We can change. We only have control and power over ourselves. Yes. Nichelle, in 2021 and beyond. In 2021 and beyond, what will be the gift you will give yourself?
Playing full out. Playing full out, sis. They are not ready. They are not ready. Let me say that again.
Yeah, we ready.
I'm playing full out. Let me say it again. Playing full out. And it's not even waiting till 2021, 22. What are we in?
2021.
It is not about 2021. It's about right now. In 2020, I am playing
full out. It's already begun. 2021 has started.
I am playing full out. I am not waiting any longer to play full out.
I know that's right.
And so it's just getting better and better and better in the years to come. But right now, in this moment, I am playing full out. No more regrets. Fear, knees knocking, the word I can say right now. That's all good. I'm playing full out, sis.
Yes.
I'm playing full out.
Yes.
I'm showing up. I am showing up just the way I am, unapologetically, and doing this.
That's right, Nichelle.
Consistently pivoting in my power. My power is so beautiful. I am shining bright. I am here.
Your power is beautiful. And I'm glad you, and I'm glad, and you know, see, I'm that girl who has no problems with another girl tooting her horn, because that actually gives me permission to toot my own horn.
I'm listening because now my question for you, what are you birthing or already birthed for 2021?
Oh, wait. The interviewee just asked the interviewer a question.
No.
We couldn't have scripted that. Could not have scripted that. But to answer your question, I will answer that. It will be also to move, to be led and guided, and to step in that no matter what other folks may think.
Yes.
I mean, it's almost like a fiery energy.
Yes.
It's sometimes it's got to be fiery.
Yes.
Where you like bump, whatever, deuces. I'm about to step into this because this is what I've called in. It showed up.
Yes.
It's here. I see it.
Yes.
And the people that brought me to it may not even be going on the journey with me.
Say that again.
The people that brought me to the door that opened.
Yes.
May not even go through the door with me.
That's it.
And I'm still going to step through that mug.
That's it. So
in 2021 and beyond, bump what you heard. I'm going in.
That's it.
Kind of similar to what you are. It's that whole, and I really think that's why I believe in this whole Aquarian age piece, because it's 2,000 years for every cycle, right? Every age. It takes 2,000 years per age. So we were in the Piscean age for 2,000 years. Now we're going into this new age, and we live to see it. And if we pay attention to the people that are around us, people are changing. Relationships are changing. Things that was a facade, they're crumbling.
Mm-hmm.
Things that were not on true foundation is giving way.
Mm-hmm.
People that were here are now rising.
Mm-hmm.
It is a shift. It is a change. And I am embracing that change. Now, is it going to flow? Maybe some parts of it will. Some parts of it may be a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Am I ready to fight? Nichelle, are you ready to fight for your right to be Nichelle Kitt in her own right and power? Are you ready to fight for that?
Actually, I'm not fighting. I'm being very gentle with myself.
If you got to fight for it.
I see that there is no need to fight for anything. It is no need to be resistance. I am allowing to go. And there's I love Bruce Lee. He's like, be like water.
And
okay.
We wanted to fight.
Yeah. No, but and again, no judgment, right, sis? Like, no judgment. But I'm ready to be like water. I'm ready to be fluid. I'm not. And again, not against people who have this, I gotta hustle, I gotta, mentality. I am not doing anything that's causing me dis-ease. I'm being gentle with myself. I'm being like water, allowing for it to be. So I'm not gonna hustle, I'm not gonna fight. I'm just gonna show up.
I get that. So when I mean fight, let me just be clear. I'm not talking about physical blows.
Okay.
Sometimes, no, not sometimes, all the time, the fight is within me.
Yes.
So sometimes I got to fight myself.
Yeah.
To make it happen, to figure it out, to do it. Like I have to go in and be like, no, you about to do this. Mm-hmm. Big up yourself. You know, that the reggae song, big up yourself.
Yeah.
And go in. So if I gotta, wrestle with old patterns, old thoughts.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm following.
Fight through it.
Yeah,
I'm a bang boogie.
No, I mean, I totally get what you're saying. I do some upper jabs and some cross jabs, thanks to Body by James. I work out with. But no, I get what you're saying. It's the internal dialogue of having to fight. Oh yeah, no, I fight constantly.
That's what I mean. That's what I
mean. It's that internal dialogue. Oh yeah, no, you definitely have to, because if not, those thoughts would take you by and you'd be like, what just happened? Oh yeah, no, I definitely see what you're saying now. Yeah, no, you definitely have to fight. If you don't, then you get no. Mm-mm. I mean, and then also too, it's funny that you said, because when you said the fight, and I was like, oh yeah, we're about to be like Mike Tyson up in here.
Okay, see, I know you do.
Yeah, you got. Oh yeah, I was like, what? Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's yeah. So you.
No, we know. Yeah,
we're there, yeah. Nichelle. If you were on a massive platform mm-hmm. with millions of people watching, what would be your message, and how would you lead by example?
Wow. Oh, wow. My message would be mental health awareness is the key to life. When you get a chance to really know why and how you operate through this world and address your mental health, that is the key. That's the again, that awareness is so important. And that would be my platform. Mm-hmm. I truly love to be able to have a dialogue about mental health awareness. Right. And it doesn't have to always, just how you're feeling. Like, how are you really feeling? How are you really doing? Are you anxious? Are you sad for a long period of time? Are you just don't know what's going on? Right. And it's so I would say it would be that. I think that is a conversation that we don't have in our community. Right. Of like feeling a certain way and being okay with feeling that way. Mm-hmm. Like you have, so just I would say around mental health, that would be my platform. Now that, yeah, thank you for that. That would give me very, very much clarity in saying that it would be that.
So then this segues into my next question, which is the last question for this episode. Again, if you were on a massive platform with millions of people watching you, particularly from your own race family,
Mm.
what would be your call to action?
Mm.
Let me know if you need me to repeat it.
No, I heard you. I just have to take that in because it's
Yeah.
I worked in my community for so long, and I've worked in a lot of different neighborhoods that were titled disadvantaged and in impoverished neighborhoods, and so I've seen a little bit of everything. And I would say
Your call to
that
action.
that the call to action would be to ask for help. And if you don't get the help, keep asking for help because it's so important for us to address our mental health. The systems are not always designed for people of color to get the help. And then they do get the help, they got to wait on a call, if they got to wait for a referral. Don't give up. You know, a call would be more Black mental health professionals, more, licensed clinical social workers. I'm a social worker by trade, and I have to take this exam, which I haven't passed, and so I can be licensed to work in another field. As far as, for example, you have your master's, and you got to be licensed, and that test is so not test for people who don't test well, and so it's like I'm not giving up. So I can be in my community as a licensed clinical social worker, so I can really reach my family, reach my community that needs that help, to see me as a Black woman helping them, and
Yeah.
just let them know that they are important and their mental health is important.
Yeah.
And that and just for you to see yourself. I mean, we are beautiful people in
We are.
all kind of ways, and we are entrepreneurs. Some people call them hustlers. We are entrepreneurs.
Some of them is stone cold hustlers, baby. And
You know,
they can't help themselves. They just
and,
stone
and,
cold
and
hustlers.
exactly, and it's like, just and I don't know how creative we are. We are some creative people.
Yeah.
We can take some flour and some baking soda and some water and all hush puppies. I'm just saying. I don't know, cornmeal was that what? But anyway, I digress. We
Yeah.
are some creative people, so let's just show up and let's just kind of get the help. And I'm here as much as I know I'm powering my pivot, but I'm always going to be that person that's going to be a giver. So just
Love it. Nichelle, where can people find you if they want to have a session with you? If they want to
um,
you, where can
so
they find
I have my email, which I realized I don't know where I could type it, but anyway, so it's NichelleKitt.com. That is my
you?
website.
For you.
Okay, so NichelleKitt.com. I am also on Instagram, which is Nichelle Kitt also. And again, if you were to go to my website, you can find more information on how to reach me there. I also
Isn't your IG inspired?
That's my private page.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what's your IG, Nichelle Kitt?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I have a public page and a private page. And so that it's all NichelleKitt.com, and then also Nichelle Kitt at IG. And then I also have a YouTube page again, which is Nichelle Kitt. And I must admit, I haven't been there a little bit, but that's okay. No judgment.
Okay. I put it in there.
I
You,
work on
baby.
my own mental health. That's why I haven't been there, but I'm here. But if you can find all my stuff on IG, NichelleKitt.com. Again, it's just me. And that's why I'm showing up with my name. This is it.
That's it. So let's we've been an hour.
Oh,
Great minds think alike. So we have let's go to the stream and see if we have any questions. Linda Banks says, a beautiful conversation.
oh, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Linda. Appreciate you. And please, at this time, if you have any questions for Nichelle or clarifications or comments, go ahead and type them in the chat. I would love to show them. Zanetta, this woman is a beautiful soul. Yes, I have several pairs. Vincenti, she said,
yes, Vicente, we went to college together. Hey,
she says, truth is all okay.
Hey.
Erica, no, so people were typing in the chat as we were talking. Um, and then Erica towards the beginning, she says, yes, we are enough.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yes. So those are just some of the people that we have in the room that decided to share.
Thank you. Thank you all.
To share with us. Let's see if we have any other. Okay. All right. So thank you, Nichelle.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining the show
Yeah,
and for sharing pieces of you.
Thank you.
And being transparent and honest and a soul sister, a true sister, a true sister. And I'm so glad that you are in my life and you are on the planet. And we are on the planet both at the same time together. There was a conjunction between your life and my life. Thank you so much for being who you are, showing up like you show up, and loving the way you love.
Thank you.
Nobody can do it like you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm truly honored to be here. Thank you. Love you so.
Hang out in the back room. I'm going to be right back, okay?
Okay. Thanks for tuning in.
So, that was rich. That was rich, rich, rich. We don't only speak about the problem, we also render solutions to our problems. This week's health tip is be selective about who you serve and take a moment and uncover your true intention of your service. Then take a pause. The answer will arrive to you. Just wait for it. What inspired me to do this edition of Power in Your Pivot was that it was put on my heart to serve and honor the server. Nichelle Kitt was one of the good souls that was downloaded to me to honor her service and support in her community. This is Power in My Pivot, a live broadcast that happens every single Saturday at 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Central Time, and 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Kings and queens, let's pivot from basic to bona fide, and always remember that you're not better than nobody and nobody's better than you. Told to me by a great wise man, my grandfather, because there is power in your pivot. Until next Saturday, happy holidays.